When you hear the word insanity, what comes to your mind? Maybe it's a character from a movie or a decision you saw someone make in the past. For me, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. We can all have our little insanities, and most of them are harmless and affect nobody but ourselves. But what about the insanities we have in marriage? Are they harmless? Do they just affect us and nobody else? What about our expectations? Can they be insanities? I grew up in a great home. My parents were good parents and they had an incredible marriage. That was my model and I liked it a lot. So when Nancy and I got married, I tried to fit her into the same mold as my mom. My mother was a great wife. Nancy wanted to be a great wife. So Nancy needed to be like my mom. Made perfect sense to me. That was my expectation. But there were a couple things wrong with that. Two pretty big things. Nancy wasn't my mom and she didn't want to be. And I was not going to be able to force her into anything. So my insanity was trying to do this over and over in the first years of our marriage. So what about you? What expectations do you have in your marriage? Are they realistic? Have you shared them with your spouse? You know, honestly, my expectation of Nancy was unrealistic. Not that I wanted her to be a great wife, because I did. And she wanted to be a great wife too. But I wanted to define that by my mom. And the really crazy part was I never shared those expectations with Nancy. And I got mad at her when she didn't meet them. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So now would be a great time to take a deeper look at your marriage. What are your expectations? Are they realistic? Have you shared them? Have they turned into insanities? What if you rated your marriage today on a 1 to 10 scale? Where would you rate it? Where would you want it to be in 5 years or 10 years? And what do you need to do today to have the marriage you want tomorrow? Change is always difficult, and the first step is usually the hardest. Don't let something stand in the way of having the marriage that God has designed perfectly for you.